Dear Class 8 students, I welcome you all to this English video too. So I hope you all have watched the previous video, that is on nouns and its kinds, and this video is actually something similar to that. I hope that you have completed your home assignments and that would be followed by your teachers of English. Okay, so now let us get into this video. This is actually can be considered as a second part of nouns, okay, because already there in first video I just taught you what is meant by noun and I gave you some of the examples for that, and I taught you the various kinds of nouns, right? Now let us see what is going to be found there in this video. Okay, now I want you to read the sentence that you see there on your screen along with me. John knows Raju's address. Okay, now I want you to read the second sentence also. I want you to read it along with me. Okay, John knows where Raju lives. Okay, have you all read? Shall we read it once again? John knows Raju's address. John knows where Raju lives. Okay, now I want you to analyze these two sentences. First, look at the meaning. Is there any difference there in the meaning? In the first sentence, it is said that ராஜுவினுடைய முகவரியை ஜான் அறிவான். In the second sentence, it is said that ராஜு எங்கே வாழ்கிறான் என்று ஜான் அறிவான். So almost the meaning is the same, but the structure of the sentence differs from the other one. Okay, so now let us analyze, and the report is found here. See here, both the sentences convey same meaning, and underlined words answer the question what. If I just cover up those things that are underlined, how will the sentence be? John knows what? Okay, so the underlined words in both the sentences, they answer to the question what. So there in the previous video, we have seen that something that is answering to the word what is called as noun. Do you know that? Yeah, because naming words are called nouns, right? And here it explains what. Okay, so words that answer what, where, who, to whom are nouns. So here there is one small difference from the previous video. There in the previous video I explained you, I gave you many examples for nouns, and all those things were one word examples, they were single word. But here see there, the answer is in a group of words. Okay, so now you will be able to finalize that John knows what. The answer for that what is a noun. So Raju's address is also a noun. Where Raju lives is also a noun. Okay, but there is one small thing, we cannot confine it. We cannot tell that it is only noun. Something else should be added to that, because it is not a one word answer. It is a group of words, right? So when we say that it is a group of words, definitely one word called clause should come to your mind. I hope you have already heard this word, because when your teachers have taught you types of sentences like simple sentence, compound sentence and complex sentences, you might have definitely heard this word, main clause and subordinate clause, right? So now I'm going to tell you what is meant by clause. Very simple. Clause is a group of words. Okay, very simple. Next one, clause has subject and verb. Okay, subject means on whom the sentence is made of, or what on what the sentence is made of. Okay, and the action that is done by that particular subject is called as verb. Okay, clause always gives complete meaning. Okay, fourth one, clause can be either dependent or it can also be independent. Okay, for example, if it is a main clause, it can stay independent. It can convey its meaning on its own without depending on any other sentence or without depending on any other part of speech. Okay, if it is a subordinate clause, always it should depend, but it can convey its meaning. Okay, now can you understand that? I'll give you one example. I go to school. Here I is a subject, go is a verb. So when you read this, can you understand any meaning? I go to school. நான் பள்ளிக்கு செல்வேன். So this is a meaning that is conveyed there. Okay, so now when you listen to all these qualities of clause, definitely something else should come to your mind, that is called as phrase. Instead of explaining you what is meant by phrase, I am going to show you the difference between clause and phrase so that it will be very easy for you to remember. Clause, phrase. I already gave you all the qualities or characteristic features of clause. Now let us compare the same thing with phrase. Clause is a group of words. In the same way, phrase is also a group of words. Clause has subject and verb. It may be one subject or many. It may be one verb or many. But phrase has no subject and no verb. Okay, it may have subject at times, but definitely phrase will not have finite verb. Clause gives complete meaning. Phrase does not give complete meaning. And clause is independent. It can be either independent or it can be dependent, but phrase will always be dependent. Okay, a phrase cannot stand on its own. A phrase cannot complete its meaning on its own. Okay, so phrase would be found in a sentence so that the meaning will get completed. But on its own, phrase cannot complete its meaning. See, look at the example. I go to school is an example that is given for clause. But see, for phrase, to school, pallikku, is the meaning complete? No. Second example, on the table, mesayin mele. Third example, my best friend. Okay, here you may immediately say a word friend is found. Okay, friend can be a subject, but the meaning is not complete. Okay, it is actually a phrase. My best friend. It's a combination of 3 words, but the meaning is incomplete. Ennuடைய உற்ற நண்பன். That's all. Okay, so now are you clear with clause and phrase? If you're not clear, I want you to pause the video, rewind it, and make sure that you're very clear with this point. Only then you will be able to understand the future slides. Okay, so there I'm going to give you one example. See here, after lockdown, I will go to school with my best friend. In this sentence, you will find 2 phrases and a clause. See there, after lockdown, lockdownukku piragu. In the same way, another phrase is found, my best friend. Okay, so these 2 are called phrases. Okay, and I will go to school is a clause, as I told you, because I is a subject there, will go is a verb that is found. Okay, next one. Now we are going to read the same sentence that we read in the beginning. John knows Raju's address. John knows where Raju lives. Now we are going to deal only with the things that are underlined. Because already there in the beginning I told you that underlined things are nouns here, right? So Raju's address, according to phrases and clause, the teaching on phrases and clauses, now I think you will be able to differentiate these two. See there, Raju's address is a phrase because there is no verb. It's an address. Okay, Raju's address is just given there. And where Raju lives is actually a clause because Raju is a subject there and lives is a verb there. Now can you identify the difference between these two? You may immediately ask me, ma'am, Raju is also found there in phrase. Okay, but there is no finite verb. Okay, but there in second sentence, see there, where Raju lives is a clause because there is a subject and finite verb. Lives is a finite verb there, right? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, in the first slide we learnt what is meant by noun, and recently in the last slide we learnt what is meant by phrase. Okay, and now I'm going to just join both the things together. It is called as noun phrase. I told you that it cannot be just called as noun. Something else should be added. Actually, it is a noun phrase. See there, it is an incomplete group of words with no finite verb that acts as a noun. John knows Raju's address. Here, John is a subject and knows is the verb. Raju's address is a noun phrase. Okay? It's a noun phrase because it acts as a noun. If we take that Raju's address, the question would be John knows what. That is why we call it as noun. But at the same time, it is also a phrase, so it is called as noun phrase. And a phrase that acts as a noun. Okay? Now, see there, incomplete group of words that answers the question what. Okay? Here, I think now you're very clear with the example that is given there. Now let us look into the next one. The next example that was given to you, that is actually called as noun clause. A group of words with subject and verb that does the work of a noun is called noun clause. See, noun clause usually begins with the word such as how, that, what, whatever, which, whichever, who, whoever, whom, whomever, and why. Okay, see, even in this example it starts with where. John knows where Raju lives. Okay, so it is also a group of words with subject and verb that answers the question what. Now I hope you are clear with both the concepts, that is noun phrase and noun clause. If you have any doubts, I want you to rewind and revise. Keep waiting for the next video. Don't miss it. Thank you.